Patanjali uses a word chitta. Chitta means activity of the mind and senses put together. This chitta has an activity called vritti. Patanjali uses the word vritti. Some of you are knowing Sanskrit?
A little.
Yes. Vritti means the reflective or the reactive activity, not the original activity. The vritti of the chitta is there and it should be suspended. Nirodha means suspension. We should suspend the reactive activity of chitta first. That is the first step of yoga. So chitta is mind substance. And our Alice Bailey calls it mind stuff. Mind substance. Of course not matter but substance. It is not material. It is substance. It is busy with the activity of the senses. Then it works as the receiving pole. You see, we receive the impression of light through our eye, impression of sight through our ear, impression of smell through our nose, impression of taste through our tongue, impression of touch through our skin. These are called the five senses. Five senses working, receiving the impressions, five types of impressions from outside. The senses receive from the objects of senses. The external stimulus is called the object and the function is called the sense. The senses receive from the objects and the mind receives from the senses. We can say that the mind is like a flower of five petals. Flower has five petals and butterflies may come from outside and stand on the five petals. Like that, it is being received by the mind. Mind is making us live according to them and we are reacting. This is what is taking place. So here we are in the center at the receiving pole, living a life of the receiving pole. We can call this our negative activity in the language of electricity and magnets. See, in electricity, the receiving pole into which once again the electricity flows is called the negative pole. Now we are in the negative pole, we are receiving. We hear sounds, we hear conversations, we see, etc. So the center, the consciousness which we call mind, that is the consciousness working through the mind, is in the negative existence. He is called the living being. Within that center, there is another center. From that center, the power to see is shining out. The power to hear is shining out. The five functions are shining out from him as the five rays from the sun. So there is the transmitting pole within that receiving pole. See, we are there once again. Ordinarily, we are existing in the receiving negative pole. But when we go deeper and begin to exist with the center, we are in the transmitting center. We are there once again. And from there, when we work, our senses do not respond to the objects unless permitted by us. Suppose all the while you are looking to me, your eyes are open, but they are not looking to any one of these parts. Suppose you are looking to search a book. You will be here. For 5 minutes you will be searching the book, but you will not be looking at the wood here. Because you never asked your eye to look at the wood. The eye is open. Clear? The eye is open, but this never demands you to see it. Because you want to see this. So, this is a proof of your transmitting pole, of the positive pole of existence. When you appoint your mind towards one thing and one of the senses to something, the mind and the senses will obey you and they directly do the same work without going into the other things. So, the reactive activity will be stopped when the transmitting pole begins to work. But as long as the transmitting pole is passive, you begin to live in the receiving pole and the environment begins to act in you. But unfortunately, all the while till now, we lived in the environmental activity. And once we get it, Patanjali or some master or someone who can show us the path, we will switch on to the other activity when everything will be normal. The process is exactly simple, but the secret is we have to follow. It's not enough to know. There lies the secret. It's not true that the yoga is a very difficult task or a difficult process to achieve, but the secret is that we have to follow and live it. It's not a philosophy to understand. No use of understanding these things at all. Here lies the whole secret of success. Why people do not succeed in yoga is because they know things, but they wait still to follow. When once we begin to follow, it takes place automatically. It's not so difficult as we think. The only difficulty is to begin to follow. That is how it appears.